Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into the critical issue of cybersecurity in higher learning institutions, a pressing matter in today's digital age. Universities and colleges thrive on an open and collaborative culture that promotes information sharing and accessibility. However, this same environment makes them prime targets for cyber criminals. Data breaches have had a significant impact with an average cost of $4.7 million per breach, placing higher education institutions among the top industries affected. The challenge we face is striking a balance between accessibility and security. Weak passwords and password reuse are major vulnerabilities. Studies show that approximately half of users tend to reuse passwords across multiple accounts. Alarmingly, some reused passwords can be guessed within just 100 attempts, exposing institutional networks to significant risks. To address these challenges, institutions must enforce robust credential management policies. These policies should focus on strong password guidelines and explore innovative anti-phishing authentication methods to reduce reliance on traditional password systems altogether. Now that we've outlined the challenge, let's talk about what we're here to accomplish today. Today's session will focus on industry standards and best practices that will directly inform our recommended revisions to the University Systems Network Credentials Management Policy. Our objective is threefold. First, we'll explore credential authentication and management best practices, identifying what works, what doesn't, and how institutions like ours can better protect digital identities without creating unnecessary barriers for our end users. Second, we'll review the leading industry standards shaping the cybersecurity landscape, including NIST, which lays out the foundation for digital identity and modern password frameworks, CISA, offering real-time threat intelligence and national mitigation strategies, Microsoft, whose recent password guidance reflects practical responses to today's security challenges, and FIDO2, the modern standard for passkeys and phishing, resistant authentication, now being adopted by institutions worldwide. Lastly, we'll present policy recommendations that balance strong security with ease of use. Guidelines that support long-term adoption and align with both technological and human behavior trends. By the end of this session, you'll have a clearer picture of where we are, where we're headed, and how we can work together to strengthen our credentialing practices for a more secure future. Let's talk about credential authentication, a foundational aspect of securing access to systems and applications. Credentials, as defined, are pieces of information used to verify identity and gain system access. Common credentials include usernames, passwords, or credential keys. However, the method of authentication plays a critical role in security. Traditional password authentication, a username password combination, is highly vulnerable to compromise. To enhance security, multi-factor authentication, or MFA, adds an extra verification step, like entering a one-time code or approving a request on a trusted device. While MFA is more secure, it still requires user interaction, which can open the door to phishing attacks. For greater protection, we recommend deploying phishing-resistant MFA, also known as passkeys, when and where possible. Passkeys utilize asymmetric encryption, creating a unique cryptographic key pair between a registered device and a website. This method pairs passkeys with biometric authentication, pins, or push notifications. Supported by standards like the FIDO2 and WebAuthn, passkeys represent the next evolution in cybersecurity, ensuring both security and convenience. Additionally, single sign-on, or SSO, can be integrated with passkeys for even greater simplicity. Single sign-on enables users to access multiple applications with one login, reducing credential fatigue and phishing risk. Combining single sign-on and passkeys ensures a seamless, secure experience. We recommend adopting advanced credentialing methods like passkeys and single sign-on to protect against modern cyber threats while streamlining user experiences. Password authentication has long been a cornerstone of cybersecurity. But as we transition to passkeys, traditional passwords may still play a backup role. That's why strengthening password policies remains critical during this transitional period. The NIST guidelines recommend a minimum of 8 and a maximum of 64 characters. However, longer passwords, such as those with 16 characters or more, are strongly encouraged. The longer the password, the harder it is for the hackers to crack. According to the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, passwords should include random mixed case letters, numbers, and symbols, or use a passphrase of 4 to 7 random words. This makes guessing significantly harder, especially if users avoid common names or dictionary words. Reusing passwords across systems remains one of the most exploitable vulnerabilities. Prohibiting reuse and promoting tools like password managers can help users create distinct, secure passwords. Historically, expiration timelines were common, but their effectiveness is now questioned. Frequent changes often lead to slight variations, which fail to improve security. Instead, experts recommend adaptive policies based on risk signals or evidence of compromise, as supported by Microsoft's updated guidance. In summary, while we move towards passkeys for authentication, we recommend maintaining strong password practices to safeguard systems during the transition. Credential management is an essential security practice that combines strategies, policies, and technologies to protect sensitive login credentials. It is fundamental in enforcing security policies, maintaining institutional trust, and mitigating risk like unauthorized access or data breaches. One of the key elements of credential management is encryption. Using techniques like salting and hashing adds layers of security to stored credentials, making them harder to exploit. The latest post-quantum encryption standards developed by the NIST provide robust tools to counter threats posed by evolving technologies like quantum computing. Another critical aspect is credential storage. Institutions should centralize credential storage using credential management systems. These systems help manage access securely and ensure sensitive credentials are protected with tools like secure credential vaults and role-based access control. Credential sharing poses significant risk, including insider attacks and exposure to external cyber threats. It's crucial to restrict login access and discourage password sharing under any circumstances. And here's a simple but important reminder. Never leave your password on a sticky note near your desk or computer. It may seem convenient, but it's an open invitation for unauthorized access. When it comes to account lockout and recovery, we also want to balance security with usability. Temporary lockouts after failed login attempts help defend against brute force attacks, while still allowing legitimate users to regain access. At the same time, secure and user-friendly recovery processes like identity verification via mobile or MFA are essential for keeping systems protected while reducing frustration for end users. Monitoring and auditing are indispensable. Failed login attempts must be tracked, and administrators should use automated tools for sensitive data systems. Audit logs help identify compromised credentials, detect security gaps, and provide insights for future improvements. Across management, specifically privileged access management, PAM, ensures that critical systems and data are accessible only to those with necessary permissions. This practice minimizes the risk of unauthorized access and security breaches. User education and training are key to fostering compliance. Regular training sessions should include real-world examples to highlight risk and demonstrate best practices effectively. Interactive and accessible resources make training engaging and empower users to embrace better security habits. Our team recommends adopting these comprehensive credential management practices so that the university system can build stronger defenses against evolving cyber threats while creating secure and efficient systems for users. Data protection has grown increasingly complex in recent years. Rising password regulations and evolving challenges are making it harder for institutions to prevent data breaches. To address this, implementing clear disciplinary actions is essential. These actions serve as a deterrent, ensuring users understand the consequences of policy violations. Formal sanctions not only discourage intentional offenders, but also guide benign users to follow secure practices. Legal ramifications further underline the importance of adhering to security policies. For example, individuals misusing IT resources could face severe penalties, such as hefty fines under HIPAA regulations, up to $50,000 per record, and potential prison time. Felony charges for hacking or data breaches can result in up to 10 years behind bars and fines as high as $10,000. Periodic and episodic policy reviews and revisions are crucial for adapting to emerging threats. Our team recommends annual or biannual reviews to ensure compliance, while episodic evaluations triggered by changes in risk, industry standards, or incidents allow institutions to stay ahead of evolving challenges. It is important to remain vigilant. Continuous scans, evaluations, and reviews of cybersecurity practices are imperative to combat modern threats effectively. Thank you.